Our next guest is the man who in the early 80s put together a tape called Your Average Australian Yobbo and started selling it. Sales went to tens of thousands before it transferred to LP, and then it went completely nuts. He has just returned from a sold-out tour of Great Britain and Los Angeles, and tonight he is at the Crown Casino at the Palms, Friday 29th and tomorrow, Saturday 30th of November 2019. Tickets at ticketmaster.com.au, and his name is Kevin Bloody Wilson. Good morning, Kev.
Eddie
Welcome
Bloody
to the show.
McGuire. That's got a ring to it.
You cleaned that up.
Now, Kevin, thank you for coming in for a start because, I've been doing comedy in this country now for about 25 years. And people often ask me when I was growing up, because these days you've got YouTube and Spotify and podcasts and all these things, you can access people's work. But, growing up as a kid in country Victoria, we had the 12th Man and we had Kevin Bloody Wilson. And we played these tapes until they were, basically you sounded like you were John Laws, the way that the tapes had been overplayed.
Stretched.
But this was the music of puberty in Australia, and you were saying that John Laws actually made that observation to you.
He did. He said it's the soundtrack for puberty in Australia, which is, and I was also relating the story about a thing called TikTok, which is a program for mostly 14 to 25-year-olds.
Biggest app in the world, Kev.
Yeah, we just got, over a month ago, the latest figures on that, the song Dilligaf, which is 15 years old. The song Dilligaf has recorded 35.3 million views.
On TikTok.
For 14 to 25-year-olds. So we're breeding them. We're breeding them.
Well, Kev, I was talking, we outside having a bit of a chat, and my son and a couple of his mates came to the Carbine Club, which is a pretty, straight up and down function going into Derby Eve and international guests. And Paul Martell was the comic.
Great comic.
Great comic, but really, cleaned up compared to what, some of the politically correct things. My blokes were just howling. They'd never seen that type of humour live on the stage. Irreverent. And you could see Paul had the handbrake on. How would they go coming to see Kevin Bloody Wilson now? And what are you seeing around the world? Are you seeing a little bit more humour coming back into
Oh, absolutely. I think those figures I just quoted indicating that the pendulum swinging back the other way. But you also got to consider that all this PC stuff is only about 3% of the world. And the rest of us, we dillygaff. That's my kryptonite, Dilligaf. I've got it tattooed on my wrist, so I see it in the shower every morning.
It's a little joke for us there, wasn't it? Little visual gag. Yes, just
we got it too.
Little private show.
Can I? It works though, doesn't it? It works every single day. Can I ask, touring the UK and you're over in Las Vegas, how does your Australian humour translate over there?
Los Angeles. Well, again, I particularly chose to do this special. It's a TV special out of LA because that's the hub. That's the ground zero for all this. PC warriors, for your vegans, and what's that other? Me Too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went in there with a song called DIY Me Too. I'm going to start a movement called DIY Me Too after years and years of self-inflicted sexual abuse.
Self-inflicted?
Not only am I a victim, I'm the perpetrator too.
Now, Kev, I've heard that there's a very interesting fan of yours, and he might go by the name of Tiger Woods. Is it true? And do you know, can you back up the story that Tiger Woods is a Kevin Bloody Wilson fan?
I can, yeah. It was done through Todd Woodbridge.
Todd Woodbridge.
Todd Woodbridge. Todd's a neighbour.
Yeah.
And I was playing a thing for the Davis Cup side a few years ago. And
as you do,
and, of course. And I gave all the boys a copy of my latest album at the time, and Todd said, "I've already got it." He said, "My neighbour snaffled it." He said, "My neighbour's Tiger Woods." He said he loves your stuff, so so I wrote one out to Tiger, and so about 3 months or 4 months later, I was over here in Melbourne at the Rod Laver Arena to watch tennis, and Todd called me down to the Barry. He says, "I've got something for you tonight." So he gave me a glove in a big plaque that was it was Tiger Woods' glove, and a little inscription on the presentation saying from your #1 US fan, Tiger Bloody Woods.
And Tiger's been doing your material on our show, Kev, as it turns out.
You've been living the life.
Have a listen to this.
I love spearfishing. I love being in the water. I love hunting. I like going on hunting trips, fishing trips, and diving trips. So to me, just being out in nature is the ultimate best.
There you go. He's been listening too often here, Kev.
He dropped the magic. Good on him.
Kev's like a proud parent.
Hey, what's Donald going to do today? That's one of the new ones. Donald Trump is just putting up half volleys for you these days.
I know, he writes his own stuff for us. And when I wrote the song, it was straight down the middle. It wasn't, to or against Donald Trump. It was just as I viewed it, and like every Australian or everybody around the world is thinking, what's Donald going to do today?
We've got a bit of this, have we? Here we go. Here's Kevin Bloody Wilson and what's Donald going to do
Believe it's
today?
fine for
It's
on
okay.
air.
Okay.
He's a cross between Homer Simpson and good old Fred Flintstone. Don't need no help from no one. Fix this shit all on his own. Wants to build a wall to keep them Mexicans out. He reckons that's a great idea. Chinese built a wall centuries ago. Ain't many Mexicans over there. What's Donald gonna do today? Are we doomed or are we safe? First thing I read is Donald's tweet. What's Donald gonna do today?
Now, can we do this thing called Live at Eddie's Desk? Are we a chance or not? What do you think?
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
have you got any material for us, Kev?
Well, what we're hoping that we might do is that we might, and look, let's give away we can give away a bit of the mystery, can't
this
we?
is PC Anderson's arrived, has he?
Well-
I back Kev in to just
you
perform
vegan.
live. Yeah.
All I'm saying
Here he
is,
comes.
no,
Oh.
because we want Kevin to do. We'd love Kevin to do his most famous of all songs,
Properly.
for Christmas.
A Christmas song.
His famous Christmas song.
That probably does need to be
But we
beat
can't
out.
go live to air
Is
with
that like
it.
Mariah Carey's Christmas song? Is it?
A little bit.
Is that the most requested out of all your material? Is Santa Claus?
Santa Claus, even after all these years, living next door at Alan's, another very
Yeah,
popular one.
yeah.
Rooting in the back of the ute, I've got to say. Is,
That's it. Yeah, I write love songs as well.
Mate, you brought the guitar in. Can you knock something up for us for next week for our final
Yes.
couple of shows?
I'd love to come in. I'd love to come
Good
in.
on you, mate.
And what about this? Don't miss the legend as he brings you the FUPC World Tour. I don't understand that.
That stands for underprivileged children.
it's nice. It's for charity.
Christmas.
2 huge nights this November. Tickets are on sale now tonight and tomorrow night at the Palms at Crown. Go to ticketmaster.com.au. You can get to see the legend that is Kevin Bloody Wilson, and we're going to record Santa Claus, I think.
Good on you,
Yes.
mate. Hey,
It's been a few emails go around the office about this.
how many sellout concerts in England did you just knock over?
We just did 29 over 6
Good.
weeks.
That was in the south of England. You're going back to do the north and the Scots.
And Wales, we did Swansea and Cardiff as well.
Kid,
Yeah,
did I hear that you've been married for nearly 50 years as well? Is that true?
50 years coming up in January. Betty and I have been together, but that's the beauty of what I do. I travel the world with my very best friend in the world.
Does she still laugh, Betty, when she...
She does. She gets to hear them all before anybody else. And if she storms out of the room, I know I'm on a winner.